Hi friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're answering a question I've asked myself many times, and I'm sure you have too. Am I too old to start yoga? If you've ever wondered whether it's too late to begin, or worried that age or stiffness might hold you back, this video is for you. Spoiler alert, it's never too late. Let's start with what the research says. Studies show that yoga has significant benefits for adults of all ages, even those over 60 or 70. For example, a 2017 study published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that regular yoga improved balance, strength, and mobility in older adults, which is key to preventing falls. Another study in evidence-based complementary and alternative medicine found that yoga improved flexibility, mental health, and overall quality of life in adults over 50. Even short, gentle sessions, just 20 to 30 minutes a few times a week, can enhance heart health, reduce stress, and improve sleep. So physically and mentally, the evidence is clear. Yoga is for every age. When I first started yoga back in my early 20s, I wasn't very flexible, so I ended up giving up the practice. But over the years, I kept being drawn back to it and kept quitting because I just couldn't get my body into the shapes that I saw the teachers demonstrating. It wasn't until I was well into my 40s that I learned that there's no standardized way of doing yoga. Yes, there are recommendations for safety, of course, and there are also aspirations of the most advanced versions of a pose. But ultimately, the journey of yoga is a uniquely personalized one. It's an individualized practice, practiced by individuals. That means that everybody's practice is going to look different because everybody's body is different. I'm still not very flexible relative to some yoga teachers out there, but I am far more flexible than that 20-year-old version of me because I dropped the judgments of my capabilities, which meant that I finally stuck with the practice. Yoga experts often remind us that yoga isn't about touching your toes or perfect flexibility. It's about connecting with your body and breath. BKS Iyengar, one of the most influential yoga teachers of the 20th century, once said, "Yoga is a light which once lit will never dim. The better you practice, the brighter your flame." Yoga therapist and author Bernie Clark emphasizes that yoga can be adapted for anybody at any age, and that it's more about movement and mindfulness than acrobatics. This is where the magic happens. Even small, intentional movements can create a sense of vitality and calm that carries into daily life. Even as recently as a few months ago, I was always hesitant to do headstands. Because I suffer with neck issues as a result of hours spent on the computer or hunched over my drawing desk, I've become prone to soreness in my neck, and I didn't want to exacerbate it. So I usually skipped the headstand pose in my practice. Until one day, my yoga teacher gave me a different way of approaching the headstand, and after a few attempts, I was actually able to do it. And now it's one of the poses I most look forward to doing, because I feel strong and accomplished when I do it. Many writers and philosophers have reflected on the idea that growth and learning are lifelong. Take Henry Miller, who said, "One's destination is never a place, but a new way of seeing things." Yoga, in many ways, is a practice of seeing your body, mind, and breath in new ways, no matter your age. Or, as the poet Rainer Maria Rilke wrote, "The only journey is the one within." This inner journey is accessible at every stage of life. Starting yoga later doesn't limit your practice. It can actually deepen your appreciation of each movement, each breath, and each moment of presence. My own journey of yoga started because I wanted to look a certain way. Now, in my older and wiser years, I do yoga because it makes me appreciate what my body is capable of, and it grounds my entire being, making me feel more intentional and focused throughout my day. So if you've been wondering whether it's too late, here's the truth. It's never too late. Here's a few tips to get you started. Begin with gentle classes. Chair yoga, restorative yoga, or beginner-focused sessions are ideal. Always listen to your body. Avoid pushing into pain. Focus on ease, breath, and gently move out of a pose when it feels right for you to do so. Use props, blocks, straps, and blankets are your friend. Practice consistently, even if you start with just 10 minutes a day. And remember, yoga is not a race, it's a conversation with yourself. As yoga teacher Judith Hanson Lasseter said, yoga is the journey of the self, through the self, to the self. Even a single deep stretch, a mindful breath, or a few moments of awareness can make a difference. So, to answer the question, are you too old to start yoga? Absolutely not. In fact, the practice can be transformative at any stage of life. If you're ready to begin, start gently, move mindfully, and remember, every pose you explore is a step towards strength, flexibility, and inner calm. I'd love to hear from you. If you've started yoga later in life, or if you're thinking about beginning, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you'd like, check out this series on the basics of sun salutation, where I take you through each pose one by one, so you can practice mindfully and correctly. Thanks for watching, and until next time, breathe, move, and be kind to yourself.